And we're live with
Okay.
not live, but session 7. Or recording
It's
session
quite the opposite.
7. We're close enough to live, damn it.
We'll do it live!
We're live and
Closer than we
uncut
would be if we
because
didn't record
I'm
it at
too
all.
lazy to edit things. Yay!
You could do it on Twitch and be live.
That requires setting up a Twitch account.
He doesn't have the internet for that.
Also, I don't have the internet for
Twitch
that.
is really not that resource heavy.
Streaming in decent quality is quite internet heavy, though.
Yeah.
If it takes you 5 hours to upload to YouTube, it's gonna have a bad time.
Okay, so are we ready to begin?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Hmm.
Does everyone have their jugs? No more pee breaks for you guys. You always take an hour.
Okay, so... the rest of the week goes by pretty much as usual. Ileana and JD go down to the barracks. Have lovely chats with the Goblin and Amalia, respectively. You have learned, JD, that the Goblin's name is Pogus.
Pogus.
It's a good name for a goblin.
It's a good name for a goblin. Exactly.
Yep. Pogus, you suppose?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could call him whatever and be cool with it. He's probably just going to call me Knife Ears all the time. Anyway. Not Knife Ears. Longshanks. Something? I don't know. Whatever you call me.
No, you're Mr. Longshanks.
Ah, right, Mr. Longshanks.
Are humans called longshanks because they have the biggest swords? Their shanks are the longest?
No. Medium-sized creatures are referred to by goblins as longshanks.
Oh.
They have long legs.
Exactly.
Who calls legs shanks? Never mind, it's goblins.
Yep.
Goblins, it doesn't have to make sense.
Okay, and the weekend rolls around, and anybody who feels like going to see the Harpy's Curse at the theater does so.
Who was
Question.
invited?
Did I find any suitable candidates?
I thought the last time we were on this, I convinced you to stop.
No.
I'm pretty sure that was the conclusion.
I
I'm
mean,
on tape.
you could have convinced her to stop for like an hour and then she forgets that conversation ever happened or just changes her mind. It's
I'm
amazing.
pretty sure after our conversation, I left and I was determined even more so to find you a woman of quality. So I went to the theater and held auditions.
I do remember this. And of course, Sirdak Drokus took it entirely in the wrong direction and thinks you're holding auditions for a character piece.
Oh god.
Oh,
Right.
He has no idea.
I hate my life.
Those poor unsuspecting
Bullshit.
women.
Oh. Well, I will be going to the theater because I received a direct invitation.
Yes, you have.
Before, or rather the day of, though, I am going to, the day of, before the performance, I'm going to be asking Ameko for a favor.
What would that favor be?
Well, I have a really nice dress, Problem is, I'm not exactly the most refined young woman. I can make the dress work. I'm not so sure that I'll be able to make the accessories work. So I am going to politely ask Mako if she can do my hair up Tien style using the comb.
Ooh, you're getting all
Which is
fancy and
I wanted to
Asian look.
hang on to that.
You said TN style. I thought bald.
No,
One
I know,
big
I-
eye.
I realized what you meant afterwards.
Chinese style with the bun and the comb and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
No one
Tien's
can resist
pretty good
Asians.
looking.
You're laying it on really thick.
I think nobody can resist Asians.
Take a big old step back from this conversation.
Well, Ameko puts away the stew she was working on, takes off the heavily stained apron, cleans it off, and happily obliges you.
Fantastic.
I bet she's happy to have a woman around. I'm like, JD. It must be nice for her.
Okay, so sometime later you're appropriately prettied up in the traditional Minkai style. And you are ready for your date with Aldern Foxglove.
Yay.
Such enthusiasm. Yay.
Enthusiasm.
That's the appropriate reaction.
H-A-P-P-Y. I love my job.
So, do you want that role played out, or do you just want to montage through it?
I think montaging through it would be best.
Okay, so
Scott says I don't want to go on a date with a dude.
He's a very pretty man.
Yeah.
I also want to
pretty
go with that
attention.
path. I also want to go with that path because, as I said to you earlier, I'm going to try to be a bit quiet tonight
True.
for the sake of my voice.
Well, you sound fantastic.
I don't feel fantastic.
That's okay. Feelings are irrelevant.
now I've got that song running through my head. Okay, so you and Foxglove go to the theater, as does anyone else who wants to see the show.
Were we all invited?
Like how Drokus is going to charge any of you.
Would JD go?
I have no idea of the events going on. I'll go to see.
Of course, Zamifi is going. I mean, to the play. She's probably already there.
Last minute tryouts.
yeah,
I guess. JD will
that sounds
go.
about right.
As Anthony walks up, she's like, "I found your date." Plops a woman in front of him.
Oh, you did.
Some poor woman swooning in front of you. Are you going to break her heart? Are you going to be that guy?
Yes. Yes.
Rejection.
This is actually.
That means you're a bad boy. That means she wants you more. You can't
Actually,
win!
That means she's terribly confused, and that means she's terribly confused because, again, Drokus sent out an audition for a character piece.
Does this actually happen?
So it would seem
You know how this group works. Sherwin.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you know when the read-through starts?
Oh, sweet Christ. I'm sorry, read through.
She's gonna motion towards Mifi. She and Mr. Drokus were holding auditions.
Talk to Drokus. And into the theater. Thinking to myself, that was easier than I thought it would be.
Do I see him?
I assume so. You plopped the girl down in front of me.
Okay. So maybe he's like, wait, Cross, she's your date.
Not listening.
Well, I was auditioning because he needs a new wife. It's not for a play. Unless you really want it to be a play. I bet we could make it a play.
You're not making it a play.
I'm not sure what's happening.
He's a very nice man and he'll make an excellent husband. You should get to know him better.
I'm married.
Well, then why did you audition to be his wife?
Because I thought it was for a character piece.
I'm so gone. I'm out. Like, I'm in the theater.
Well, are you in or out? Make up your mind.
God damn it. I'm out of this situation.
So you're in.
Yes.
Oh, this could go all night.
But it won't.
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't.
So, it's not too long before the production is underway. It's a stirring piece about a harpy queen with some very lovely special effects work by Mr. Drokus.
Bards are like that.
Oh, yes.
Prestidigitation.
JD gets bored near the beginning and starts counting the number of times he uses magic.
Near constantly.
I'm sure Zamifi has seen enough of rehearsals at this point to, like, whenever her favorite lines come up, she kind of, like, jumps up and, like, screams them over the person on stage, and it's like, oh, wait, oops.
Oh god.
At
I have
one
no
point,
spells to stop her from doing that.
You're that one person in the theater. You're the one they come to remove.
at one point, when this happens, you actually startle one of the girls playing a harpy, who is currently suspended by a wire at the moment and promptly flips upside down, having lost her balance.
That catches JD's attention.
Good news is she's probably in tights, not a skirt.
Yes.
To which
Cross
JD
leaves
suddenly
the theater.
loses interest.
Anthony picks this moment in time to leave the theater.
Where are you going, Cross? Come back here.
Sorry, did I say leave the theater? I meant go invisible and then leave the theater. Sorry, I misspoke. And he's gone.
Thankfully, quasi-professionals that they are, it takes very little time to regain their footing, as it were. And the play continues. The production goes on. An enjoyable night is had by anyone not bored by the proceedings.
Yo.
No,
Some lovely musical numbers.
Going to have an enjoyable night. I assume they give out a pamphlet,
Yes.
so we know like Act 1, scene, whatever, and which one's the last one, etc., etc.
After a fashion, it doesn't like have like it's mostly who's in it and that sort of thing.
Well, once it feels like things are winding down, JD's going to turn invisible. Going to head up near the front of the stage. Find a nice little out-of-the-way place so he can make a quick getaway. And prestidigitation for lights and sound, well, lights and flashes and various added extra effects that clash with the intended effects for 2 or 3 minutes, and then he leaves while he still has 2 minutes of invisibility left. I'm not casting it on a person, so the invisibility doesn't go off.
It's not long before you hear Drokus's exclamations of confusion slowly transitioning into fury.
And that's my cue. I'm gone.
If he tries to kill you, I'm on his side.
You're gone. You're not here anymore.
I mean, out of character. You deserve it.
Agreed.
That's an offense.
One does not fuck with the theater.
Thou shalt not fuck when the lights are down.
I will find you in the parking lot.
They have cars? Like a horse? What the fuck does that mean? The stables?
I will invent a parking lot and I will find you in it.
I'll help. Fuck it.
And he goes on to invent the automobile.
See, I'm spurring progress for humanity.
And thereafter he invents the parking lot and beats you senseless in it.
I'll be high level by then. Teleport. It's a wonderful thing.
So, the play goes, mostly well, save for that last stretch.
And any of these interruptions, of course.
Well, like, she tries to, like, really hard, like, sit there and, like, whisper her favorite lines, but then, like, it'll be, like, a super intense scene, and she'll get really into the moment and be like, I will slay you, foul beast! And then, like, wait, sorry?
I'm pretty sure that's more of an interruption than me for 2 minutes. Just say it.
Yeah, that's like the brief moment where someone's talking in the theater and the entire room collectively turns and shushes.
Well, those are fun moments when that happens. It's like everyone's just in unison. It's really beautiful to see that many
It sounds
people
like
who don't know
steam
each
leaking
other.
out.
But to see that many people who've never met and will never meet again, to just collectively and at one time, they're all on the same wavelength. It's really kind of beautiful. Peace on Earth is brought to you by the
which
one
is
asshole.
not
in the
what's
theater
happening
that
because
doesn't know how to
Sandpoint
shut
is
up.
not that big a town.
Thank God this never happened in the show I was doing.
Oh no, I used to
yes,
act.
the
I would be
professional
mortified if someone did that. But JD didn't used to act. JD's been really not chaotic lately.
So JD does his little shtick, disappears into Drunkard's Walk. And buggers off into the night. After the play, Foxglove invites you, Ileana, to a light dinner at the White Deer.
Damn him. He knows my weakness. I'll politely accept.
Right then. You two both head off. Dinner is had. Small talk is exchanged. And he informs you he'll actually have to leave in the morning. There's a bit of a thing he has to deal with. Bit of a vermin problem at one of his properties he has to go sort out.
I am going to internally breathe a sigh of relief and externally tell him that I'm sorry to hear that and that I hope his vermin issue is dealt with handily.
I hope he shares.
Understandably.
With that, he walks you back to the Rusty Dragon, kisses your hand, and departs for his room.
Okay.
Meanwhile, there are two invisible spellcasters wandering the streets.
Prometheus probably apologizing profusely to Drogus for her outbursts.
Actually just
Not to
typing.
worry, lass, not to worry. I completely understand. It was such a stirring piece.
Yes, it really was.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What are we talking about?
I don't remember.
Neither do I. So, regarding my letter that I sent your way a day or two ago, I would be simply tickled pink if you and your friends might come by sometime and relate tales of your adventures that I might put them on the stage.
I'm happy to, but you have to convince my friends yourself. They aren't very good at listening.
Ah, well, I shall simply speak to them myself on the matter.
They were here. I don't know where they went, though.
Well, I do know that Ileana was her name, I do believe. That she went off with that merchant fellow, Foxglove. I'm not quite sure where the other two have disappeared to. Know that JD boy was here, though. Messing with my special effects again.
That's fair. He likely done this before.
No surprise, having been brought up in part by that Mako.
Mm.
Well, no matter.
He'd get his ass
People
kicked if
in
he
town
said
know
that.
who the true entertainer is. So, what was I talking about? Yes, I shall have to speak with your friends. Surely the tales of such heroes deserve to be on the stage. They'll come around, I assure you. In fact, would you like to stay a while and spin some yarns of your own?
Oh, sure.
Excellent, excellent. He's gonna usher the performers out of the green room. Go on, go. Don't you have homes to go to? Shoo! Go.
I'm still naked.
Clothes are tossed at whoever said that.
These are not mine.
You can come back hours later. And tales are told throughout the night. So, with that, we are going to skip ahead a couple of weeks.
How many weeks is a couple in this case?
2 or 3.
Did anyone have a birthday?
I have not actually set a birthday yet.
I would have to look up the calendar.
So, for JD, business pretty much goes as usual at the inn. And I'd like you to make a couple of profession innkeeper checks for me. Nick?
Yep, I was double checking my mod. Sorry.
It's alright.
City. He's 23. He's 12. He's 25. So the middle week, he wasn't really doing so hot. But those first and last weeks, he was on his A game right there.
Middle week was a bit of a slump.
He was
He was particularly depressed that week.
That was the anniversary of his parents' death. It's canon now. This is when the church burned down.
That'll do it.
Yep, you go to visit your parents. People wonder what the hat with the pointy ears is about.
What the pointy ears?
It's a Batman joke.
Oh, right, duh.
And you earned yourself 30 gold pieces.
Oh, I got a raise. Awesome. During that week, for anyone who may have wandered by or cared to notice, JD would not have resorted to magic to clean his parents' graves on the anniversary like he normally does. That would have been all hand scrubs. Putting some real elbow grease in that.
Good to know. And Anthony.
Yeah.
This week is the week you start work at the Tarandarok Academy.
Good.
And I'm going to need you to make some profession teacher checks if you have that one.
That is the one I have. Educator. I haven't been putting points in it because I haven't been teaching in a while. So it's probably not going to end up too well. Well, not bad.
Exceedingly. Well,
I
It was
mean,
rusty.
the first one's a little rusty, but you really got into it. those next couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Be
The
better
class
if it's
was a
scaled
dick.
off of int.
Well, see, the classes were dicks that first week. You couldn't command their respect. But
After their eyeballs into squids.
If you ever want a teaching skill that's based off of int, try to convince your game master to allow you to take craft lecture.
Jeff, can I reapply my skill rank?
Is this like when Steve convinced his game master to let him take craft elaborate lie?
That was the idea.
Yep.
I'm going to say we'll keep it as is for now.
Okay. That's fair. Because otherwise that +6 becomes like a +9.
And you gain in salary 27 gold pieces and 5 silver.
Fucking delightful.
And whilst you are working there, the headmaster, Ilsari Gandithus, former adventurer himself, points out a where is it? Just here. Points out the bookstore directly next door. Number 22, the Curious Goblin.
Never known a goblin to be curious that didn't result in fire.
yeah. Sorry.
And if you go there, you will meet his book club of sorts. Sort of the Sandpoint equivalent of Mensa.
That's a lot better than a book club.
Sort of a. Well, we all just sort of get together, discuss various topics. Well, you're certainly welcome to come along if you like.
I will stop and see what it's all about. Haven't much else to do, you see.
Lovely. So he brings you along with him. He introduces you to the doorkeeper, elderly man in his 70s by the name of Chask Haladin.
I'm gonna remember that name. What the fuck, Paizo?
I don't know.
I only just got down quick. Took me 3 months to remember that name.
Broder Quink is actually there. Along with someone you haven't met yet, Sybil Zorn. A female monk who tends the House of Blue Stones, Area 19.
Interesting.
It's a monastery. Sort of a place of worship for Irori.
Naturally.
Tutu worship that guy.
Rory's a pretty chill dude. Introduce myself. Quite clearly, not well versed at making small talk. If anyone attempts to engage in small talk with him.
Well, Chask himself takes you by the shoulder, gives you the grand tour of his rather extensive collection of literature. Points out a couple of his personal favorites to you.
Fascinating. You've built up quite the collection here.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, I've been reading these books for nearly 70 years now, and if I have my way, I will do it for another 70.
I imagine you've gone over every single book in these walls.
Oh, at least, let's see, thrice for the ones on this side, 5 or 6 times for the ones on that corner. This one in particular over here, I could read you blindfolded. In fact, I have done. Haven't I, Rosmari? Yes, you have. Twice.
Impressive.
Feel free to explore.
I think I will do just that, sir. I have an inquiry, so you might ease my search. Specifically looking for texts on Thassa.
Oh, well,
Perhaps anything that hasn't already been cordoned off by Mr. Quick here.
I was just about to suggest you speak with him. He is sort of the resident expert on such things.
You never know where you might find a good piece of literature tucked away in a corner somewhere.
Yes, well, I would say about 10 years ago I might have had something for you, but since then anything Thassalonians been picked clean by the old Carter, hasn't it? Hasn't it, Rhoda? What? Looks up from his journal. It is.
Quick, actually, I wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh, Mr. Cross, how are you?
I'm well enough. Had some interesting news that I think you'll find,
Oh, you don't say.
I imagine it raises more questions than it does answers.
He immediately puts away his journal and stares at you with interest.
Oh, I knew that would get his attention.
As a matter of fact, there's a few people in the store looking your direction now. You came to precisely the right neighborhood.
Cross is momentarily uncomfortable. Now everyone's looking at him. Fucking hate when this happens. Never been much of public speaking. Well, initially this was something that is news to me, being new to the area, but I don't know how many of you are familiar with the small island that the Goblin Cabin of Thistletop is located upon.
Oh, yes. I've all heard of goblins of Thistletop, yes.
Did you know that the island of Thistletop is in fact not a formation of rock, but is the head of a giant statue?
Really?
I was surprised myself. Caused a bit of commotion as I ran about the island attempting to discern the location of the rest of the statue. So often that you find a giant, island-sized head that was merely a head tucked below the surface.
That is truly fascinating. What did you deduce from it? What were you able to uncover?
Frankly, not more than a mess of questions. The first thing I found of note is this object. And Cross is going to reach into his bag and pull out the Sahedron medallion.
With a quickness, it's snatched out of your hands.
It's clutched tightly in my grasp. Look quick, look, don't touch.
Sorry, I'm terribly
Force of habit, I imagine. Yes. Has itself certain magical properties. It functions somewhat similarly to somewhat like a cloak of resistance.
Don't say.
Makes the body more durable. Additionally, with some care, you're able to utilize it to cast false life upon yourself. Clearly a magic item created for a caster.
Make a perception check.
I'm not that good at that.
Don't worry, it's not a high DC.
I don't pass it.
Okay, don't actually notice. Alright. So, there's staring at the item in question. That is truly fascinating.
Something has unnerved me about it, however.
Yes?
In my travels and experience with the Thessalonian architecture, which has been numerous, surprisingly numerous, over the past several months, I have found that most, if not all, remnants of Thassalon appear to be associated with evil.
Yes.
The Shrine of Lamashtu underneath the city, for example. The sin pits, so to speak.
I've actually forgotten. Have you told him about that before?
I imagine it would. I think I came back to him and we might have talked about it, but it's also been like buzzing about the town for a while now.
Okay.
Like, I would honestly be surprised if, when they went out to investigate it, if they didn't like come talk to Quink about some of the shit they found.
Yes, they've actually told me about. They've actually consulted me on a couple of things down there. It's truly fascinating. Do you know some blight has gone and made off with the ransure from Alasna's statue? It's quite clearly supposed to be something she's holding there, and she's nearly always portrayed with a ransure, but it's just gone missing.
I may know the culprit to that one.
Will you tell that bloody if he's got something to answer for?
My advice to you would be to check the weapons store. Check the weapons store.
His eyes are widening.
I imagine you'll find it there.
Excuse me, I have to go. Good day.
Wait, Quink. There's more pressing matters at hand.
He's gonna sit down, clearly quite ready to get down to that weapon store and buy that ransure.
This, sir, may surprise you. In my journey into the head of the statue under Thistletop, I have laid eyes and heard the words of Karzug.
Do you mean to tell me that in that statue you saw...
An illusion. A remnant of a memory. Looks like a magical piece of recording. An excerpt of a conversation. Here, I've written it down in Thassalon and translated it over to Common. I'm going to pull out my book and begin reciting. It trails in here. Is upon us, but I command you remain. Witness my power. How Aslantist's petty wrath is but a flash compared to my strength. Take my final work to your graves and let its memory be the last thing that you... And then it trails off again. As soon as it would trail off, it would start at the top and repeat.
That is truly fascinating. It doesn't really surprise me that there would be such infighting amongst them. In fact, it doesn't surprise me either that so much of Thessalonian relics appear to be in the hands of evil. You know, it wasn't actually always such a thing as it became in the last days. There was actually a single wizard who created the 5-point star as a symbol of the virtues. For, of course, his apprentices sort of pulled the proverbial carpet out for him.
I've noticed been what to happen.
Yes, quite.
There's not much else I can tell you other than that there are some extremely interesting and noteworthy things amongst the ruins beneath Thistletop, all of which I have managed to the best of my ability to copy down here within my journal. I will tell you, we came across a greater Barghest tucked within the walls. Entombed.
You came across a what?
Are you familiar with a Barghest?
I know it's a creature of some power.
An extraplanar lawful evil creature.
Yes.
Sort of like...
Did it have a name?
Fuck, what was that guy's name?
Malfeshnikor.
Yes, thank you. Malfeshnikor. The name seems familiar to you.
I do, in fact, recall hearing tell of someone with such a name who was in the service of Lasnist. You're telling me that this creature was imprisoned within the stronghold of Karzug?
Perhaps it was within the stronghold of Karzug. I know little. Actually, I'm going to think back. There were Karzug statues fucking everywhere, weren't there?
Yeah.
And no, you're probably right. That was just definitely the lair of Karzug.
Oh, a layer, certainly. Quite far afield for it to be the layer, I imagine.
Imagine so. Regardless, unfortunately, Malfeshnikor will not be serving as a source of information to us anytime soon.
No, that's probably for the best.
It was quite exciting.
Oh, I'll bet it was. Oh, you're simply going to have to tell me about that.
And Pross immediately launches into the story of the fight against the Barghest.
Make another perception check.
There we go.
Part way through the story, you realize the rest of the Curious Goblin Book Club, as it were, has sort of gathered around you. It's also paying rapt attention to the story.
Yay!
Now
I can be happy about that.
Headmaster Gedithus seems actually rather impressed. in particular, because he's been around. He knows what a barghest is.
Kicked its ass. Sparing no expense in dramatic flourish, Anthony isn't much of a storyteller, but he does get excited from time to time. It's a hint of that the juvenile glee that pops back into his voice of a much younger adventurer.
That visibly resonates with the headmaster.
Does he have a beer belly? I would feel sad if he had a beer belly. I bet he's got
Actually, no. He's not terribly out of shape. Actually, let me see if I can find a picture of him.
Because up to this point, I've been picturing, that one British actor whose name no one can ever remember. The fuck is his name?
Oh, no. This is actually, this is him, actually.
Oh, jeez. He looks angry.
Yeah, he is not to be trifled with.
That's...
I'll tell you right now.
Jeez.
He's a lawful neutral, wizard for rogue 2.
Dude does not fuck around. I'm a better wizard than he is. Even though I'm not actually a wizard.
Yeah, no. At straight up wizardry, you edge him out, but he'd totally take you in a fist fight.
Oh, very true. That is significantly more Christopher Lee than the Jim Broadbent I was picturing. I will conclude my story and note that, while the mystery of the head still eludes me as far as the facts go, my suspicion is that the rest of the statue, torso, legs, is deep beneath the waters. Though we were quite unable to find any other passageway down into the depths of the statue.
Well, that's certainly a possibility. Yeah. I have got to down there myself one of these days and take a look at it for myself.
Be wise to make it quicker rather than later. As I can tell you, certainly now, there are no more goblins there. As far as what the future holds, well, who knows?
He's gonna look around. What are you all doing this weekend?
I'm like weird to go on a quest.
That's
I
kind of
almost want to go
hilarious.
with them. Ooh, I want to go. I almost want to go.
Well, you would be in the company of a 7th level human expert, Quink. A level 4 human monk, Sybil Sorn. A level 3 bard, level 3 expert, Chask. And Ilsari.
These guys are tough. Like it's NPC levels, but still.
Yeah, these guys have been around.
Fuck it, I'm going. gonna be awesome. But remind Quink that he should probably pick up his sword before we leave.
Yes. Should... I think I might do that just now, actually. For some other fiend snatches it up.
Make haste.
And with that, the carefully cultivated illusion of Broder Quink as a slow, decrepit old man is shattered forever as he hauls ass to the weapon shop.
How we can move.
Oh yes, he just likes to pretend he's old and slow to mess with people.
Certainly a handy subversion.
Indeed.
If there is to be an expedition, I think I shall set off to prepare myself for the weekend ahead.
Well, we'll be glad to have you. It'd certainly be a nice change from the standard discussion of literature.
The air's nice out there. Wear thick clothes. Thistles are everywhere.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
I'm gonna go. So I just get stuff. I still have all my adventuring shit back at the Rusty Dragon.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
All right. So, sorry guys, that took a little bit longer than I was expecting. Zamifi. Impy? What in particular would you be doing for these next few weeks?
Attempting to find cross a mate.
Apart from that,
hanging out with my buddy Drodak. I don't know. I don't have any friends. I would visit my horsey and my mule. And
tell you what, make some performance checks if you have them, or some diplomacy checks if you don't.
diplomacy. So, are these people who are already friendly towards me or no?
Basically, this is Drokus sort of shanghaiing you into some community theater.
Okay, so if they are already friendly towards me, then I have a higher roll, which is I'm asking am I rolling a 19 or a 20?
Well, pretty friendly to you, so yeah.
Okay. Oh God.
Wow.
Let's see.
Okay, so that would be, let's see. All right.
If that were a performance, I would have summoned a god. 3 times.
All right, so first performance earns you You know what? I'm gonna say for the performances you earn 60 gold pieces.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's round that up. 65.
Okay.
And is there anything else you wanted to do during these next 3 weeks?
No.
Okay then. Ileana,
Yes.
what are you getting up to these 3 weeks?
Oh. I would make a habit of visiting the garrison once a day, every day. Otherwise,
Yeah, JD would go with you on that one.
I kind of figured. You know, oh, that's why he stopped. He'd cut off. Hello, Scott.
did I get cut off,
Yeah, you dropped right after otherwise.
guys?
Yep. Hello? Scott?
Oh, hi.
Hello?
Fudge.
Live, everybody.
Hooray for technical difficulties. Whee!
Trying to think if there's anything I actually want to buy, but.
I think I need to buy some scrolls.
Getting ready for a field trip.
No, I mean, if I don't think I'm going to leave town anytime soon, I'm not going to buy anything. Like, things seem pretty chill. People don't really talk to me. I don't really talk to people. We're good. I'm going to find
Let's try
profit.
this again.
What are you talking about? You talk to
Yeah,
everybody.
Hello.
I
Welcome
know.
back.
Hello.
Can you hear us this time?
Yes. Well, I could hear you guys, but all right, you can hear me. Okay, so
You cut off after otherwise.
so visiting Noelia once a day, 15, 20 minutes, please. Spending most of my time around town, doing what I've usually done. It's become habit, even if I don't have anybody to report to anymore. Information
About
is always
that.
helpful, and okay.
Technically, Mako inherited everything else from Anjiku. He never actually got around to writing her out of the will, having died immediately after saying that.
So technically, I could report to her.
Yeah, technically, you might actually work for a Mako.
Here's how I would play that then. If she never technically actually got written out of the will yet, then I will keep in mind that should the need arise, I can report to her, and, well, sharing information can be helpful sometimes. So I won't report to her on a weekly basis like I did, but if I pick up information that might be helpful to her, then I will be sure to drop it off.
Cool. Of course, if you don't say anything about it, she's not going to know to pay you. Again, you do have a bit of
Then
a...
I can just drop a big fat bill on her again.
Then I have a bit of a nest egg right now.
And would you really drop a big fat bill on her after all the good she's done for you?
It honestly depends.
Well, I mean, she's not technically paying you, but you can sleep and eat there for free.
Sure.
So she is
But that was unrelated to my job.
No, but technically she is sheltering and feeding you.
I believe that deal lasted for like 2 weeks, and then it's just continued.
And then you saved her life, and that just became indefinite.
But if you drop a bill on her, she might go, never mind.
So yeah, I don't mind helping people out around town, so I will continue to do so.
All right. Any sort of I'm not really sure how that would go in regards to labor checks.
Okay. Well, I'm basically, my primary focus is on the gathering of information. Helping people is secondary, so I basically just want to learn. I mean, right. Maybe a combination of diplomacy and bluff checks.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Make some diplomacy checks. And one bluff.
Yeah. Well, the bluff is easy. And that was a bad roll, too.
You have successfully bluffed the town.
Well, I've been doing that for years, so I would hope that I still have it in me. Copy.
It's like exercise. You got to flex that muscle.
And the diplos.
People are so diplomatic today.
Damn. Nefi outclasses me on diplomacy by a whole 10 points.
Yes. That's her thing. That's what she does.
But even if I had maxed out my skill points in it, she'd still be beating me by 8 points.
Yeah, she's the diplomatic one. You're the duplicitous one.
Oh, are you asking how I out diplomacy you?
No, I have a generally good idea. It's just I noticed I rolled a nat 20. I was like, I wonder what Zenith rolled. And I went up and I saw you got a nat 20. And I was like, damn.
40.
Yeah.
Still, 2 nat 20s on diplomacy tonight.
Yeah.
The town loves me.
And the town loves her almost as much as it loves you.
Almost, but not quite.
The town likes
That's
my
'cause I
cooking
don't
enough to
stand out as
tolerate
much.
me. Yay!
I'm casual. I'm casual about people liking me. Zamifi revels in it and makes herself the center of attention.
She doesn't make herself the center of attention.
Yes, she does.
She just usually is.
You just end up the center of attention.
I just end up the center of attention.
Yes.
It's not something that she seeks. It's something that happens.
She knows what she does to people.
So I think you have one more.
You said two. You said two diplomacy and one bluff.
That's what I thought you meant.
I have a bluff, which is a 27, diplo, which is a 24, and another diplo, which is a 30.
Sure, that'll work. This is, if I'm perfectly honest, this is abstract anyway. Information has been gathered.
Fantastic.
Yay! Generic stuff.
Basically, this helps give me an excuse to use my OOC knowledge. This basically just helps me not feel like I'm metagaming when I make decisions in certain ways.
You know what? Just go to the appendices in the Runelords book. Get the standpoint section and just read that.
Yeah.
Just read all of it.
Yeah.
All of that.
You got your nose all.
I know
up in that
everybody's
business.
dark little secrets.
Except, player characters. Because we don't really have dark secrets. They're just things.
Especially that you really don't want to walk down anything called Razor Alley.
Well,
That's actually
implied.
a street on here.
That's just implied.
Oh,
It doesn't take a rocket
Razor Alley,
scientist
yeah.
to figure those out.
Yeah, we just don't walk there at night. Or during the day.
Nope.
Or in between.
Nope.
We just don't go there. Which is kind of difficult because it's right by the Rusty Dragon.
It really is difficult.
Unfortunate, but it's manageable.
Give it another level or two, and JD will start patrolling that area and just light up anyone who's there after dark. And you're on fire.
I tell you what, maybe
Fire.
don't go down Shark Alley either. Maybe just beeline through Salmon Street.
Which means you have to go against the stream, and you have to jump a whole lot.
Both ways, which is really confusing. It is not a well-maintained street.
When you sit here and read some of the names, why? Why? Come on, people. Shark Alley, Razor Alley, intersecting with Razor Street.
Chopper's Alley.
Like, come
There's actually
on.
a Chopper's
For
Alley right by
God's sake.
Bishop Street.
Yeah, Chopper's Alley. It's like at least when they give people a map of the town, it's blatant which streets you should not go to. Anyone who gets mugged or murdered deserved it. Look, we've named these streets.
If you have a map,
things. You should just not go there.
if you're found with a map on you face down in Chopper's Alley, that's ruled as suicide.
They just don't even investigate. That's how most murderers get away with it. They drop the body off, place a map in your pocket.
Some people just don't want to live.
Oh. No, Sandpoint's a nice place. This isn't Riddleport. You still shouldn't go there, though.
Definitely not. Tanglefoot Alley You can go there, it just takes a while to get through it.
Gotta move real slow.
Frog Alley's a little bit faster.
Yeah, you can just hop right through there. Hop, skip, and a jump, and you're done.
Soggy Alley's not bad, it's just kind of unpleasant.
Crab Street's weird, though. You gotta shimmy past.
Yeah.
We get the picture.
We could just do this all night, really. We're probably not going to.
Which is why I'm stopping you now.
Oh, I was already looking at Bishop and Raven. Yeah. Anyways, moving forward.
So that's how that's going. And I'm currently debating whether or not to have a little side adventure with the Curious Goblin Book Club. Maybe I'll do that later on.
That's not necessary, unless there's something there to kill us. Oh, there's something I need to do with the... he's a wizard, right? Headmaster dude?
Yep.
I want to look at his spell book.
Oh, you've got to earn that.
Come on. You got this little tidbit of info for free.
I mean, it's fair. Most wizards don't let other people look at their spellbook easily.
Yeah, it did. I tell you what. Why don't you come downstairs? Take a look at my trophy collection, as it were.
Well, that I'm entirely fine with.
Headmaster Gandithus leads you downstairs to the basement of the academy, where there is a truly massive collection of weaponry, esoteric maps, trophies from various monsters.
Wow. That's intense.
Yeah, he's been around.
Jesus, apparently. Okay.
You notice it's all kept in very, very good condition.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. As would make sense.
Later on in the day, you Ileana and JD on their way back from the barracks would notice Broder Quink very happily ambling along with a familiar-looking Ranseur in hand.
I'm gonna duck on a different alley to go back. Nope.
I'm gonna keep walking.
Not gonna deal with that. I'm not sure if I'm ducking because it's Quink or if I'm ducking because he's got the Ramsor that it was my idea to take. Either way, I still want to deal with that.
That shit. Fuck that shit. These work. Magical tattoos are obnoxious. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck they work.
Oh, what works?
Magical tattoos.
How what works?
Magical tattoos.
Scott should be able to fill you in because Steven uses them on Malta. Or Malta can fill you in if you can ever get up with Steven.
The way it seems that they work is that you inscribe it on yourself, and then that's just there. I was expecting them to be expended with casts, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Regardless, this is something I shall figure out myself as the session continues. I don't want to.
If you can't
Stall.
figure it out, talk to Steven if he ever gets. Well,
If we ever see
if
him
he
again,
replies.
Are you referring to inscribed magical tattoo?
correct.
Oh, continue with the session. I will message you.
I got it. I see it. There it is. Spell tap.
All right, so let's see. I think that's everything. So,
Okay.
the next few weeks go by uneventfully. Well, as uneventfully as things could be. Performances are down at the theater. Road trips are had with elderly adventurers.
Yay!
And
what a field trip! It's just great. That's like a whole side campaign.
God, yes. Hey, Jeff, chance I get 6th level from. I'm kidding. Don't hit me.
You don't
Maybe.
need experience for that shit. Shut the fuck up.
Don't hit. Don't hit.
So, a few weeks go by when you are all settling down at the Rusty Dragon for lunch. When you are joined at your table by Sheriff Hemlock.
Morning, Sheriff.
Morning, lady.
Dude, he's gonna hold out a hand.
He's gonna look at it and briefly shake it. There's something I'd like to ask the 4 of you. Good morning. I'd like to do it somewhere a little bit more private.
Ameko, can we come into the kitchen?
Why? Sure.
I didn't steal anything, I promise. It's not why he's here.
Why? Who's here? You're just gonna peek your head out. And she's gonna look at Sheriff Hemlock with sort of mixed feelings on her face. Like, sort of like, what's it about? He hasn't actually been in trouble with the law for a little while now. What did he do? Did he do something? Should I be mad?
It wasn't me. I've been good these past couple of weeks. Except for the whole threatening the police thing. But we're past that.
Past what?
Huh?
We're gonna talk about that later.
Dax looks up at JD. and everyone swears. Dax is thinking you're an idiot. JD looks at Dax, nods in silent agreement.
So, you're all ushered into. You're all allowed to file into the kitchen. If you don't mind, Ameko, this is something I'd like to speak with them about privately.
I mean, I'm probably gonna tell her anyways, because, you know.
I'd really rather you didn't. And he's looking at you with the utmost seriousness on his face. Like, until now, you didn't think he could get more stone-faced, but he's somehow managed it.
Holy crap. JD just looks surprised and just stays quiet and stares.
I'll be out by the bar, JD, if you could finish this soup.
He nods and still hasn't taken his eyes off of the sheriff and backs up, wanders over. Dax guides his hand to the soup ladle. Still staring at the sheriff, he continues cooking. How can
the sheriff leans against.
How long can he keep it up?
The sheriff leans against the counter. First off, let me thank you again for all you've done for Sandpoint. It's fortunate you've proven yourselves to be such a capable group because well, we've got a bit of a problem that I think you can help us with. A problem I wish I didn't have to involve anyone with, but one that we need to deal with now before the situation gets worse.
What happened?
I'll put this as simply as I can. We have a murderer in our midst.
It wasn't me.
One who... What?
Well, I mean, JD
Yes.
said I'm a murderer, but I
think-
promise you it wasn't me.
We had that discussion.
I think he meant one in the town.
Yes, there's a murderer in the town. One who I fear has only begun his work. I don't think I have to remind you two in particular, emotions too, Eliana and JD. I don't think I have to remind either of you of the late unpleasantness.
No.
How this town nearly tore itself apart as the chopper's slayings went unanswered. And now I'm afraid we might have something similar brewing now.
And you want us to take a look at this because we've proven ourselves to be so effective in the past?
Exactly.
You realize I have to tell Ameko about this.
No, you don't.
She's the only family I have. I want to make sure she's safe. She won't blab.
The only way that Ameko could get taken by surprise was when her brother decided to call her out. Ameko carries a weapon with her always, generally speaking. And she's plenty capable if she knows that something dangerous is going on and she knows that something bad is happening, which is why we're
If
being
she
taught to now.
knows, but
She doesn't need
if
to
I'm
know
not
specifics.
allowed to tell her, then she's not gonna know.
She knows something bad is going down, otherwise Hemlock wouldn't be here talking to us.
She's a smart lass. I think she's put two and two together by this point.
Then there should be no problem in telling her outright.
I'm gonna look at the door frame and see if there's shadows of someone standing on the other side of it. And I'm really hoping there are.
There are not.
Oh.
The fact of the matter is, I don't want you telling anyone about this.
What's your reasoning? Panic?
Yes.
more people who know, more likely it is that word gets out, the more likely there is that people start reacting. Makes sense.
He's gonna nod. Exactly.
Understood.
I have no issues with keeping this private.
No disrespect, JD. I know Ameko's got a good head on our shoulders, but these are dice I really can't afford to roll right now.
JD takes a moment to just look at the ragtag band of adventurers he's talking to, and then looks at himself, and then looks back at the sheriff. And just doesn't say a word.
I'm gonna
So-
roll sense motive on that, and know that JD means that we are a roll of the dice.
He's not wrong.
Tell me I'm wrong.
At least
Scott.
for once that he's confident in. At least for once he's confident in. We're the group of 4d20s that have successfully rolled 15s or higher consistently.
Yay!
Yay! We're
So-
the weighted dice.
I assume there's a first victim.
There's been a couple of victims.
Any sites we can take a look at?
Well, last night the murderer struck at the sawmill. There are 2 victims, and they're in rather gruesome shape. The bodies were discovered by one of the mill workers, a fellow by the name of Ebor Thorne. By the time my men and I had arrived on the scene, a crowd of curious gawkers had already sprung up. I've got some guards stationed there now, keeping the mill locked down.
And preventing people from getting specific. Okay.
Well, the thing that's bothering me isn't the fact that we have 2 dead bodies inside. It's the fact that this is actually the second set of murders we've had in the last few days.
Is this a repeat
Alright. One was the
the
first.
previous? Same MMO, same tagline?
Well, I'm coming to you for help in this matter for a couple of reasons.
Did you hear what Ed asked?
Hmm?
Did you hear what Ed asked?
No, I didn't.
JD spoke up and asked, do we think this is the same guy? Is he leaving a similar tag? Since no one ever crossed
Yes,
the last
actually. In fact, yes.
Oh.
Now, my troops are good, but they're also pretty green. They were barely able to handle themselves against the goblins. And what we're facing now is something far more evil. I need the help, quite frankly. But I'm afraid,
Zanifi Thunderflute, monster hunter extraordinaire.
yes, but I'm afraid you're probably going to need the help too.
Cross smiles. Because
See, I'm afraid this particular murderer knows one of you as well. At this point,
Oh?
he's gonna pull out a blood-stained scrap of parchment from his pocket and hand it to Ileana.
Foxglove.
Alright.
Your name is written on the outside of the folded sheet of paper, and this
Okay,
is what is
Ed. Shut up.
also
I was
metagaming.
guessing. Don't spoil me. Pac didn't run this part last time we were here.
He did not. I will vouch for that.
There was never a. Oh my god! Oh man, fuck you for spoiling it, dick.
Damn it!
I wish you could see my smile right now. And this is not a smug, ha ha, sucks to be you smile. This is a smug, ha ha, I'm better at this than you think I am smile.
Oh, this is what is in the scrap of paper.
Okay. I'm gonna read it. Okay. And why would this relate to one of us?
Well, for one, your name is written on the outside of it.
I'm gonna flip it over.
Your name is written on the outside of it.
Huh. What the hell?
This was, you found it pinned to the sleeve of latest victim. Now, it's entirely my belief that whoever left this there is trying to throw suspicion on you lot. Of course, I don't believe any of you are murderers. But if word of this note gets out, some of the townsfolk might not necessarily be so understanding. This is the other reason I'd kind of like you for to keep as quiet about this as you can.
I am going to, against my better judgment, pass the note to Cross next to take a look at.
Okay.
I'm not acting entirely as Ileana might want to act right now. Ideal situation, she would stick that in her pocket and she would never let anybody see it. But I'm trying to be different.
And we all appreciate that.
Well, I will read the note, of course.
Is it in anybody else's journal? Or is
It's
it just in mine?
now.
Okay.
Ah, there it is.
Oh fucking Christ! If you show that to JD,
You know, he might not have done this because the person that Foxglove affixed to died.
Cross narrows his eyes, bites his lip. I want to make a linguistics check to determine the handwriting
Go for it.
and see if I can determine who wrote this, like based on just like an initial glance. What's the DC for determining handwriting? I think it is. It's one of the things you can do with linguistics, right?
if you're trained,
Yeah.
Theoretically you can, but you
Yeah,
need
but-
to have seen.
But you actually have no frame of reference.
So it's not handwriting you recognize.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
it's also like a DC 25 or 30, I think. It's ridiculously high.
It's like something around detecting forgeries or something. I'm gonna take a pause. I'll show JD. I'll let you see this in a moment.
JD's actively trying to look over your shoulder, but you're tall, and he's trying to cook, so he's like craning his neck.
JD,
What?
it's not good.
I just want to see. I still think it's him.
He's giving you a somber look.
Oh, does that prove me right? Is it him? Is it really him? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Is it who?
He looks at Ileana and is like, oh, I'm so sorry. He goes back
What
to
are you
cooking.
talking about?
His outburst of I bet it's Foxglove was in character. And then everyone else just took it.
Oh.
But yeah, no, that would have been in
He's
character.
just looking at He's looking at you like you've grown a second head.
JD.
What?
I'm looking at you with an incredulous look. Back to in character. What?
I mean, I'm not implying that someone has to be a psycho mass murderer to be into you. Please don't think that. But, it's just...
Well, I mean, there is JD.
I'm not a psycho mass murderer.
I'm-
And then he turns crimson
I'm
and
gonna
glares at Samifi.
I'm gonna look at Zanifi.
I'm a little bit confused here. What does any of what's going on here have to... What does any of what's going on here have to do with the merchant who was seen leaving town almost a month ago?
He was seen leaving town. That
He
doesn't mean
asked
he didn't
me
come back in
To the
town.
theater. He asked me to the theater a couple weeks ago. He was sweet about it, if not a little overbearing, but
Dude's
I
obsessed with her.
don't
He's
see.
straight up obsessed with you.
Okay,
He's
you
gonna
are
put the
exaggerating.
eyebrow.
Foxglove is, at most, an idiot.
Unless that's just what he wants.
Well, I mean,
you
sweet,
to
overbearing idiot, that sounds like Foxglove, yes.
Well, I mean, so am I, but I could still be a murderer.
think. No, you
But you're not.
You said I could.
I said you
We're not
would
rehashing
be
this
if
here.
And then
you attacked a defenseless
And then I murdered all those
woman.
goblins.
Not
That's
rehashing
not
this
what-
here.
Happened.
I
That,
need to be
That's fine.
arrested.
that was combat. Stop being
This
weird.
is not what we're here to discuss. Cross, keep.
Everybody
passing
can
another
feel Hemlock just glaring.
Zamifi is standing in front of him, holding out her wrist like she needs to be arrested. She's ready to be cuffed.
out.
She's getting smacked in the
Relax.
head.
Ow!
Stop that. We talked about that.
Doesn't change the fact that it happened.
That was a different
Regardless,
circumstance. That
I
was
don't know what
combat.
this is about, and quite frankly, I don't care.
We should get over to the site of the crime.
I'm telling
so
you,
you
the
gonna
dude
cover?
is just weird, and I'm telling you.
What did Ileana say? I didn't hear it.
You gonna need cover? After all, you've been having some issues with the local populace these past couple of weeks.
That is a strong point. Has Mifi kept up her wooing
Her wooing?
of, the townspeople?
Yes, but Jeff kind of glossed over it.
Well, I'm just assuming that every day I burn an invisibility to go out and do things. I've got I've got 4 I can do a day. I figure I can make my way around town. Just incognito.
Yeah, but you can only do that so much. In this case, I was thinking since we're going to be walking right past a crowd that is gathered outside of the building, which we will have to get to, I was thinking maybe we could do something a little more permanent.
I can distract them. For
Actually, you have a
hours
point
and
there.
hours and hours.
I really have no idea what any of this is about.
You have a funny bald head.
I beg your pardon?
So we're at
Doesn't
the
he have a
song,
bald head?
right? No, he doesn't.
I thought he had a bald head. Wasn't he like a monk?
No, he's a fighter.
Oh, the boss guy was a monk.
No? What?
No.
No,
The guy who played Tuck War with me, right?
no, he wasn't a monk.
I swear he was a monk. Why did I think he
But
was
he's
a monk?
not a monk.
Well, then fine. He does have a bald head.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That doesn't mean he's a monk, though.
Hashtag not all monks.
All right.
What do you propose?
Sheriff, for simplicity's sake, we can meet you over at the sawmill in 5 minutes. We'll be there shortly. And I'm going to turn to Cross and I'm going to ask, okay, young and blonde, middle-aged and bald, young with a beard, or old with a beard?
Well, I'm already old with a beard.
Older with a bigger beard.
Let's go young with a beard.
I'm going to reach out, tap you on the shoulder. My eyes are going to glow purple for a moment. And Cross's appearance changes. Outfit and all, by the way.
Outfit too? Oh, sweet Christ.
Disguise self. It's a good spell.
This is going to prove troublesome for my current mission.
What the hell am I wearing?
It
Cross,
needs more
you look
flowers,
kinda
Ileana.
First, give
More
him a
flowers.
Cross, you should just stay like that.
Do you know
First
how
thing that came to
easily
mind.
this? Do you know how easily this much fabric catches on fire?
JD looks at you and
I'll
grins
repeat. First
widely.
thing that came. Also, I want to point out that you shouldn't think about it too hard. Half of that is magic illusion stuff. It'll go away if you concentrate on it too hard.
This feels weird. Okay, all right.
I can make it go away after the fact, but
I will
put it
appreciate
this way you
when
don't
you
have to
do.
worry about it.
You do the talking. I've never been one for voices.
All right. Hey, Zamifi, want to attract even more attention than usual?
Sure. Why?
Gonna tap Zamifi on the because you volunteered. I'm going to tap Zamifi on the shoulder. Eyes are gonna glow purple, and Zamifi's hair is now rainbow colored.
I like it when you do this.
You know she's just going to keep that forever.
It won't last forever. It'll only last until I expend it. But
You know
She
she's
can
going
keep
to
it for as
pester
long
you
as she
for
wants
that
today.
for days.
I have no issues with giving it to her on some days at least. And that's as much as I can afford to spread out at the moment, but alright.
Alright, are you ready to go? There's a couple more things I
Okay.
wanted to talk with you about before we get going.
Okay.
Although we can actually talk about that once we get there.
Yes, there are some things I need to pick up from upstairs.
Alright, I'll meet you there then.
Good idea.
Okay.
And he's gonna walk out.
I'll get a makeup room.
He's gonna walk out the kitchen door.
Alright. The moment
Liana.
he's left, I'm going. Yes.
How long does this last?
Until tomorrow or until I decide to turn it off.
It's long enough. More than long enough. There's
As soon as Hemlock. Yes?
Just Cross is commenting, musing to himself. There's a tattoo I was working on that would have a similar effect. A little constant, though.
Okay, so as soon as Hemlock leaves, or after a little bit wraps up, I'm going to turn to JD. We can tell Ameko about this later after we have a bit more information, but for now, just don't worry about it. And I'm going to go grab Ameko.
When you turn to leave, he's gonna put a hand on your shoulder. Look, you guys might think I'm crazy, but dude is weird. So that's a bloody note with your name on it. Just be careful, especially if he shows
Yes,
back
and
up.
I want to point out that I'm one of the most popular people in town.
Okay, and he's the only
Anybody
one
who has
that's
a good poker
affixed
face.
undue attentions in your direction. Not undue, but extra.
And do you really think that somebody is going to write me this? I'm going to hold up the strap, or I'm going to grab the strap from whoever has it at the time, and I'm going to hold it in front of you for a moment. You think anybody who's going to write this is going to make it obvious that they like me?
If they're obsessed and crazy like that note sounds like, yeah, maybe.
Personally, I find it.
You obviously don't know how stalkers work. I'm going to walk out.
I'm just telling you to... grumbles as she walks away, ignoring him.
Going to quickly grab Ameko, tell her the kitchen's available again, apologize for stealing it momentarily, and inform her that we need to go out and that she'll likely get details later in the day.
As soon as Ilyana leaves the room, Cross leans over to JD and whispers, "Tell Ameko whenever. You're not going to get bitched out about it by me for it."
Don't let Ileana out of your sight. I don't care if you guys don't believe me.
He's weird, but...
And we don't have any leads, so weird is good enough.
Well, that's where we're going, isn't it? I need to go upstairs. Try not to trip on the invisible fucking ropes. I'll be ready in 2.
They're not invisible.
Ethereal.
Illusory.
They're not ethereal either. They
Ethereal,
exist.
ephemeral, illusory.
Illusory, yes. But illusions in this setting exist up until the point where you disbelieve them.
As long as you believe
It's
you're
just
not
like
naked,
a shadow
you're not naked.
conjuration. You don't think. Yeah. You
He's
don't
barking this
think
out regardless.
about the mage armor that casts the shadow conjuration. Because if you do, you disbelieve it, it becomes less effective. Same concept here.
I don't think that's actually how that works, Ameko calls from the kitchen. I think it keeps up its efficacy regardless of whether or not you believe it's there.
In the case of this particular one, yes. But for the most part, illusions, which are one of my specialties, are only as powerful as people believe them to be. Anyways. I have everything that I need.
After a little while, Cross will have everything that he does.
After Cross leaves and Ileana goes about her business, Jade will look around and wait for Mako to come back in the kitchen.
Ameko's back in the kitchen already.
Yep, exactly. Hey, he's gonna look her over. Does she have a weapon on her, like obvious at the moment?
The rapier.
Keep that handy for a few days.
Okay.
He's going to
Why?
prestidigitate a bird out of light, kind of flapping over top of whatever she happens to be cooking, and then let it go away and walk out. I didn't technically say anything. It counts.
Oh, and we're gonna talk later about whatever it is you lot and the sheriff have gotten past.
Caw! Caw! Runs away. He's gonna make his way towards the crime scene and figure people will meet up there.
Anthony, who is coming back from upstairs, having gathered his things, I assume having heard the last bit of the conversation as he came down the stairs, mutters, "What did you just tell her? Several crows." Draw a fucking picture. Don't try subtlety. Doesn't suit you.
Or are you saying that to JD before he runs out the door? Or
Yes.
he looks at you. I did draw a picture. I literally drew a picture. And then he flashes wizard and prestidigitation above his head, turns on and walks out.
He did, actually. She's gonna point to the bird over top of the soup.
Oh, he would have made that go away before leaving. That would be obvious.
I hate this town sometimes. Looks down at his clothes. God, I look like a fucking idiot. Grumble, 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 grumble.
You look like the headmaster used to.
And as soon as he is within shot of people, he immediately switches to a very, very uncomfortably wide smile.
People are unnerved by the creepily smiling robed man that I haven't seen before.
Who's walking alongside me?
Inconspicuous. This is what that means.
Yeah, people take notice of you.
think it's working.
Joffrey, you need to learn to relax. Not everybody's looking at you. Your paranoia is unfounded.
It's got me this far, hasn't it?
Fair enough, but under some circumstances, like right now, it's unfounded. A few people might be looking at you, but...
No, it's not fair enough. Correlation doesn't equal causation. Come on, you're smarter than that. Just as easily say my drinking got
I'm
me
aware
this
of
far.
that.
Words.
I am also giving you the benefit of the doubt right now because I think you're uncomfortable. What would not be used to being out in public. Just relax.
Never do that. It's a bad idea. Doubt is good. Doubt keeps you alive. It's got me this far, hasn't it?
Not going to respond that time.
Yeah, but you're old and bitter.
No, I'm middle-aged and bitter.
You need to stop using the cross. Cross didn't want to come on this one.
So, we'll continue walking in silence to the sawmill.
I'm
the
going to
only
tell you about
person
all the
who wants-
potential candidates that she has found for you so far.
Okay, so you all head down to the sawmill, where there's a contingent of guards around the building. You are ushered inside.
Wait, what about the crowd that I'm supposed to be distracting?
Well, save for a few rubberneckers, most of the crowd buggered off. Like, people still have lives and work and dietary needs.
Silly people.
Well,
They need to
if
eat.
there isn't as much of a crowd as we anticipated, so yeah.
Okay, so you are all ushered inside. The lumber mill, for reference, is I'm gonna find it.
The sawmill is location 25, right?
Yep. Right over here. Yeah, by the mill pond.
Oh, I need to fully heal myself.
Yeah, we all should be.
Yeah, it's been weeks. You're fine.
Up to snuff
Yep.
now.
All right. Well, you are led downstairs to the
JD's gonna start detecting magic.
hang on, I just need to read this real quick.
And Rowan, I apologize.
Oh, there is a
if you
crowd.
don't like.
I like the disguise. Cross fucking hates it. I actually like the look of the character personally. I like the robes and everything is awesome. Cross hates it. It's purely in character.
Can you guys make a knowledge local check for me?
Personally, I think that makes it better.
Sure.
I have that.
So do I.
Eh,
Seriously, not having the R and the T keys makes looking at this keyboard so disorienting.
Hey, Cross, you beat me. Congratulations. I only
Shut
got a
up.
16.
All right, so
Yeah.
everybody who got above a 10, or who got a 10 or higher, knows that
Everybody but Zamifi.
the sawmill was working last night, very late into the night, and often does,
Okay.
which is something that is a bit of a bone of contention with the various neighbors nearby.
Understandable.
And before you walk inside, or actually just as you get inside, the sheriff turns to you all. If you are in fact agreeing to help with me on this, then I would like to take this moment to re-deputize a lot of you.
Okay.
Alright, with that out of the way.
Hey, does this mean we can arrest people? After sufficient evidence, don't even bother saying it. I know none of you believe me.
I
Right.
suppose it theoretically would. Now, what were you saying?
Alright, so the murder scene is down this way.
JD's gonna cast Detect Magic
I should tell
and
you
walk slowly and keep it running.
I should tell you all now that we currently have both Ebor Thorn and Van Vinder in our custody for questioning at the moment. As Vinder is really our only real suspect at the moment.
Oh?
I suspect it's not him, though, and you'll see why when you get downstairs. If you'll excuse me, I have, well, I've got quite a bit on my hands today. I'll leave you to it.
I will accept him leaving us to it as soon as we reach the crime scene, whatever it may look like.
Well, the interior of the mill is covered in blood.
Okay.
And sawdust.
Okay.
There's a great number of footprints around the room, and I'd like you all to make a survival check for me.
They are either messy on purpose, messy accidentally, or they were looking to make a scene.
Survival. Can we do perception instead?
Nope, survival.
Is survival one of those
This is something a bit more
traits?
specific.
I don't remember. I don't notice.
Anybody can use survival.
Okay, so Ileana and Anthony can tell pretty much right away that there was a pretty harsh struggle in this room. Anthony in particular notes that one of the One set of footprints was barefoot.
Alright.
There are currently 2 bodies in here. One is Ebor Thorne's partner at the mill. Penny pinching fellow, by the name of Banny Harker. The other is the shopkeeper's other daughter, Catherine Vinder.
It's not that. It's something else.
What were you laughing at?
He's picture your lines. That was
Oh, sorry.
Is Katrine the
Sorry.
Sven Vinder's daughter? So
Other
is that
daughter.
Okay, other daughter, so not the one who tried
He
to.
has 2 daughters.
Not the
No,
one
the other one's
that,
Shayla's.
that
Oh,
Huh.
there's also something else I forgot to mention to you guys that the sheriff would have told you. Is that there was another murder, another set of murders, a few days prior. 3 conmen,
What you mentioned.
three probable conmen were found murdered in a abandoned barn south of town. There was a 4th in their group who survived, but is gone insane and is currently in the Habes Sanatorium.
how insane is insane?
He's pretty damn wacky right now. Okay, so
So, alright.
all right.
So, 2 bodies.
Yep.
Guy and a girl.
Katrine Vinder.
Lots of blood everywhere. Lots of blood everywhere. Across, I have noted footprints. I assume footprints that were made by blood.
In the blood and in the sawdust and really everywhere.
Okay.
There was a scrap in here.
Okay.
And
Well,
I don't think I have to tell you that the smell in here is pretty nasty.
traditional gore smell. Yeah.
It's actually a weird smell. It smells like an animal died in here a while ago.
Huh. So they smell like they've been decaying faster than they should be. But they don't look more decaying. Okay.
Picking up anything on that whole magicalness?
Let me see. No. So, Katrine's body was was shoved into the log splitter. And it's currently in several bits.
Of course.
Large bits, I assume, which is why we can tell it's her.
Yeah.
Okay.
You suspect if she was in pain, it wasn't for terribly long.
Mm.
It's not too hard to imagine that the saw blade made pretty quick work of flesh and bone.
Mm.
Mm.
It's been a long time since I've seen something this bad.
Well, it gets worse. Banny Harker has been really put through the ringer. He's been strung to the wall by several hooks that would normally hang machinery.
Ooh.
Of course.
His body is really carved up. His face, in particular, his lower jaw is missing.
Ugh.
And on his chest is carved the familiar seven-pointed star that you, Cross, in particular, know by now through your own research and tea time with Mr. Quink to be the Sahedron rune.
Oh yeah, Cross's face goes white. Oh no.
Well, whoever did this understands basic anti-magic precautions. We've got one body that's in enough pieces that we can't talk to it, and we've got one that's had its jaw removed, so we can't talk to it.
Is anyone looking closer at the bodies?
Yeah.
JD will,
Definitely.
since we can't detect magic. Perception checks.
Heal checks, actually.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
Not good at that.
One for the first body, and if I need to roll a second one, I will.
Just the one.
I actually did reasonably well.
Well, this one has hooks through it, and this one is in pieces.
They dead.
Yeah, you are not handling this well.
Probably.
Well, I'm not particularly phased by the gore. It's just I'm not really picking up anything other than the gore.
Is Zamifi making a roll?
Sure.
Or Elian?
Zamifi will not succeed.
Yes, she will.
That's a good fucking roll. Alien's good at heal.
Elian is good at heal. Let's see what Elian does.
He's the doctor. Shame he doesn't have opposable thumbs, but I mean.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so JD, Zamifi, and Elian. Upon closer examination of Harker's body, noticed something strange. There are more wounds on the body. Not like the deeper ones that actually did kill him. These ones are smaller cuts. They look like claw marks.
This man was clearly clawed.
Claws that would
Really?
claws from a 5-fingered human-sized hand.
By a person.
And the
Loud
weird smell seems stronger near those wounds.
Does it happen to smell like something I've smelled before?
I don't think so.
It smells like a beast.
It smells like decay.
Well, I mean, like, we fought a lot of ghouls. It could smell like a ghoul.
It does smell like that, yeah. It does smell dead. Like not freshly dead.
You're not freshly dead.
Well, doesn't seem like it's foxglove.
I don't know. Didn't know him that well.
Knew him enough to see his hands and see that he didn't have claws on them. That kind of thing doesn't happen casually.
Unless he was bitten by something.
We also haven't
He
seen
was
it in a
gone for a
while.
while. No telling. Certainly not the first thing we should jump to until we have any indication that he's back in town.
Could you guys make a perception check for me?
Hey, I'm good at that. Finally.
I'm okay at that,
I
apparently.
rolled shitty. Damn.
Almost beat JD.
One moment.
One of these days.
Yeah, so pretty much everybody notices. Some muddy footprints coming up from the pier.
Wait, from the water?
Yeah.
Do those footprints turn into the bloody footprints? If I spend some time tracing the trail.
Actually, yes, these are in fact the barefoot footprints.
Well, we've got a target to follow.
We should scour the edge of the middle pond, see if we can find anything odd.
I will walk out to the edge of the pier, and I will. I'm gonna glance along the shoreline. Real
JD
quick.
will follow the footprints out.
Make a perception check, you two.
Damn, I'm rolling low tonight.
Yes.
But Ileana
Ileana.
did fantastic.
You notice, on the other side of the river, there's a relatively dry spot across from the mill that looks to have some footprints. You'd need to actually get around to there to get a better look at it, but yeah.
Wait for me, guys. I'm gonna cross to the other side. Or wait here. And I'm gonna go up
Oh, no, you
by
don't.
Tanner's Bridge.
Yeah, JD's
Cross.
not letting her go alone. JD
From
also
now on, we
thinks
don't
this is
split up.
probably a wonderful time to cast Mage Armor. That lasts for hours.
Anthony muses, wishing he prepared it today, and then remembers he has a scroll.
He also has a ring.
That doesn't do that anymore, Jeff.
All right.
Arcanist.
I forgot you changed that over.
It's just a ring.
Yeah. So,
Well, since people are insisting on following me, I am going to tell them, you guys do know that I am perfectly for myself, right?
And you're perfectly capable of it. Even
there is
better
one
for
more
your
thing
allies.
in here that you guys notice.
On the way out. Okay.
Next to the log splitter is a hand axe embedded in the floor. It looks kind of like it's been dropped there.
Any markings on it? Like claw? Something would indicate a claw hand might be holding it.
Well, first, there's the handle is covered in what looks to be a bloody handprint.
We should get evidence of that.
Second, looks like rotten flesh and bone fragments are caked on the blade. And it reeks of rotten meat. In fact, anyone who gets close to it, Cross, you got up and examined it, right?
Yep.
Fort safe.
Yep. I'm about to fucking puke.
Don't puke on the axe.
Okay, you
For the
are...
love of God.
Okay.
I have more control than that. I'll turn my head.
You're sickened for the next 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. Second is so bad.
Oh, rank. It's fucking rank.
And make a knowledge or religion check for me.
Yay, knowledge. We've been wanting to throw knowledge at something. Come on, big money. Decent money.
This is far beyond the smell that a dead body can normally produce. As far as you can tell, somebody used this axe on a corporeal undead of some form within the last 24 hours. In fact, actually,
Well, let's see. I know the claw marks. I know it apparently. Maybe it walked. Maybe it swam.
in fact, you actually have a pretty good idea what kind of undead this was used on.
Yeah?
That's the smell of gassed flesh.
What do I know about ghasts?
You know what they smell like, for one.
That's. Oh, yeah. I will never forget what this smells like. This is literally the worst.
You're gonna have to roll if you want something more specific.
Yeah, make another roll for that knowledge.
Boom.
You know quite a bit. Let me just pull this up. Where is it? Come on. Why is this so hard, difficult? A ghast is well, it's basically a super ghoul. It's like a ghoul in that it can give you a ghoul fever, paralyze you with a touch or a bite.
Shit.
Really foul smelling creature, as you quite clearly can tell. And you know that such a creature is quite different from a ghoul in one respect, in that they're considerably more cunning creatures.
I know what this is. I know what did this.
Oh,
We're dealing with a ghast. I'd recognize that smell anywhere.
I've fought those before.
Care to enlighten
we
the rest of
fought
the class?
ghouls.
Oh.
Ghasts are ghouls, but stronger. They can paralyze you with their claws, and their bite afflicts you with ghoul fever. And they exude
Well, that sounds like an ordinary ghoul.
except they exude a hideous death stench that we've been smelling since we got in. That's what a ghast smells like after being in somewhere for 12 hours.
So it's probably still here, huh?
No, this is how bad it smells after being away for 12 hours. It's much worse up close. But it shouldn't be anything we aren't able to handle.
Okay. Now,
But we shouldn't go alone. If they paralyze you, you're dead.
okay. So we're going to enforce buddy system from this point forward. Fair?
Yeah. No one splits off.
Okay.
Can Elia be my buddy?
We're all everyone's buddy.
I meant if we had to split up, we had to go.
You shouldn't.
Maybe
Let's just
so.
leave that as a contingency.
Fine. I'm saying if we have to. Anyways,
God, I can taste
can we go now to the other side of the pond?
slowly. It's still.
Elian is gonna flutter over to your shoulder and start rubbing your back as best as he can with a wing.
I appreciate the sentiment, Elliot.
This works a little bit better when I'm in my normal body.
The fresh air is helpful, though.
Alright.
I'm gonna head to the door of the mill. I'm gonna tell the guards who are in charge of guard duty to hold down the fort for a little while. We're gonna go check something out on the other side of the river.
Is the sheriff still there? Where's the sheriff fucked off?
The sheriff has buggered off to run damage control.
Damn. No way to tell him what we're dealing with.
I mean, you can tell the guard. You can then tell his boss.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull one of the guards aside. I need to talk to you.
What about?
I know what this is. You need to run and tell the sheriff that we're dealing with a ghast. Keep it quiet.
Well, if you're headed off, you could tell him yourself. You would be at the barracks right now.
We're headed off a different way. We need to make sure this information gets to him ASAP. And keep careful watch over the bodies that were killed a couple of days ago.
All right.
Cross, doesn't ghoul fever only work if you die from the ghoul fever?
We haven't seen the condition of the other bodies. I'm covering the bases. But you are correct.
He's gonna motion towards the crowd. We really can't leave.
Never fear. I will
We'll
distract
check out-
them.
Cross,
Elian,
we can check out the other side of the river and then stop by the barracks, inform him what we found, and
Yep.
then
We could just send
maybe
Elliot.
ask about the
why don't we send the Winged Herald? Elian,
I'd offer to send Dax, but he can't, talk in a way that you guys can understand.
exactly. I need you to go let the captain know what we're dealing with, okay? And I'll meet us over there, and I'm going to point to the dry spot across the river where we're headed.
I
Stay
shall
high.
relay the message.
Fly high, away from the shadows.
Is there any other way to fly?
Dumb.
Just don't be like that druid bird that I shot out of the sky the other month.
It's a very specific thing, you remember?
What? I don't want that to happen to him.
I guess we're headed away.
Alright. So, you make your way to the marshy area on the other side of the river. And
We do indeed.
you can, once you get there, you can pretty much tell where the tracks were by the lingering stank.
Oh, the
I don't
nose,
know
always
stank until
nose.
this book boy.
Once you get there, I'd like you to make a survival check.
I'm bad at this.
There, runs out the luck.
I don't see shit.
How's Zemethi's survival? Well,
Is Elian back? Elian's not here, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
well, we'll wait for him, I guess.
Alright, a couple of minutes pass, and Elian flies back. I have a message for you as well.
What is it?
The sheriff has been interrogating that poor man's business partner, Mr. Thorne. He hasn't been able to make much headway, but he thinks he might be more willing to speak with us.
What gives him that idea?
I'm sure I don't know. Possibly he doesn't trust the guardsmen.
We've got a pretty good indication, regardless, that the two men they have as suspects are innocent.
Forgot to roll Dax's survival. Nope, okay, never mind.
Unless they possess the ability to shape into ghouls. Which I find unlikely.
Or create them. We could be looking for a necromancer.
And I'd like you to make a survival check for Alien as well, if you tell him about the footprints.
It's not a bad thing to rule out.
Nope.
God damn.
Wow, okay.
It happens.
So there are footprints. They are barefoot. and they are around.
Take 20.
All right, so
Generally speaking, if you fail a check like that, that means that you determine that they have no general. There isn't enough, or at least you don't feel that there's enough there to.
Can retry a failed check after
Pursue.
1 hour. For finding tracks, retry a failed check after 1 hour outdoors or 10 minutes indoors and searching.
So we could come back in an hour and try again.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go take care of that thing.
okay, so you make your way to the barracks. Vachetti leads you down to the holding cells, where Ebor Thorn is waiting for you in a holding cell.
Jeez, he looks fucked up.
Yeah. He's had a bad day.
God damn it, Envy.
You did too. What does this mean?
Ebor Thorn.
Before you get close, the sheriff gives you a bit of caution. Go easy on him. He's been through quite a lot the last few hours.
Understandable. I'm gonna turn to oh, Scott's. Damn it. Well, Cross is going to ask Ileana to undo the disguise. As it is our faces that are probably necessary to get this guy talking. And I would assume she does.
It means expending her mesmerist trick. She might not want to. She might want to handle it herself instead.
That's entirely possible. Which would be entirely fair either way.
Either way, we need her. Damn it.
Well, we're awaiting Scott. I'm going to take this moment to grab a drink and go to the bathroom real quick.
I'm going to pause the recording then. This will let me divide it up.
Okay.